we come before you at this time, thanking you, dear God, for another opportunity to give you thanks in spite of the time, in spite of this time of grief, dear God. We ask that you will be with us, give us the strength, give us the comfort that we need at this time as we lay to rest our brother, dear God. Be with us now, we pray, in Jesus' name. Amen. And we're just going to have 3 songs. 426, for those of you who have the hymnals, song number 426. I shall see the King when the angels sing. I shall see the King someday in a better land on the golden strand, and with him shall ever stay. In his glory I shall see the King, and forever endless praises sing. 'Twas on Calvary Jesus died for me. I shall see the King someday in the land of song, in the glory throne, where there never comes a night. With my Lord once slain, I shall ever reign in the glory land of light. In his glory I shall see the King, and forever endless praises sing. 'Twas on Calvary Jesus died for me. I shall see the King someday. I shall see the King, all my tributes bring. I shall look upon his face. Then my song shall be how he ransomed me and rescued me by his grace. In his glory I shall see the King, and forever endless praises sing. 'Twas on Calvary Jesus died for me. I shall see the King someday. Song number 428. 428. There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar. For the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there. In the sweet by and by we shall meet on the beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by we shall meet on the beautiful shore. We shall sing on the beautiful shore the melodious songs of the blessed, and the spirit shall sorrow no more. Not a sign for the blessings of rest. In the sweet by and by we shall meet on the beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by we shall meet on the beautiful shore. To our bountiful Father above we will offer a tribute of praise for the glorious gift of his love and the blessings on hallowed day. In the sweet by and by we shall meet on the beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by we shall meet meet on that beautiful shore. Song number 633. 633. Sing the wondrous love of Jesus, sing His mercy and His grace. In the mansions bright and blessed, He'll prepare for us a place. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we will sing and shout for victory. While we walk the pilgrim's pathway, clouds will overspread the sky. But when traveling days are over, not a shadow, not a sign. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we will sing and shout for victory. Let us then be true and faithful, trusting, serving every day. Just one glimpse of Him in glory will the toil of life repair. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we will sing and shout for victory. Onward to the prize before us, soon His beauty we'll behold. Soon the pearly gates will open, we shall tread the streets of gold. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we will sing and shout for victory.
We want to welcome all of us who are here to say farewell. The deceased, better known as Maxi. We all know the sadness you feel. We all feel the same sadness at his passing. But we can call his hope in Jesus Christ, who died that we might live. We just want to continue with service. We don't have much time again. Sing song sheet. What a friend we have in Jesus, from 99. Let's all stand together. After we can have the devotion. We have sound 199 with a friend of Jesus. We have your today read at that time, okay? Thank you so much.
What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pains we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Have we trials and temptations? Is there trouble anywhere? We shall never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful, who will all our sorrow share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Are we weak and heavy laden, but with a load of care? Precious Savior, still our refuge. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Do thy friends despise forsake thee? Take it to the Lord in prayer. In his arms he'll take and shield thee. Thou wilt find a solace there.
Today, even in Noel, we must celebrate the blessing that was Maximillian and James Noel, a celebration pays true homage to the man we all know and love. Born 1996 in the town of Santa Cruz to James and Shirley Noel, Uncle Maxie, as he was fondly known, was the third of 14 siblings. He lived a life reflective of the rooted in community values, love and compassion, and I was sure that many there today can attest to such. These characteristics were inherent as even as a child he displayed strength of character. There is a popular family story, but this time that his father bought him a bicycle and bought dollies for his sisters. Instead of riding his bike, he chose to play with the girls, even if it meant playing with dolls. That was just one of many examples of his selflessness. Hearing his siblings reminisce on his life made one thing abundantly clear. He was a loving man who found a way to add value to those around him. Regardless of the situation, as a child, he had a habit of eating sand. In many attempts to curb the habit, his father sought intervention in the form of a friend, Baba. Baba gave Uncle Maxie a brown paper bag with custard cream biscuits and silk figs. Do you know what he did with these said biscuits? He brought it home and gave his sisters. That caused Auntie Carol to encourage him to eat some so they could continue to get treats. He also seemed to be with his siblings. There was this time when he and his siblings were making pepper sauce with an aunt who suddenly became ill and passed away. Uncle Maxie was certain that pepper sauce was the cause of her death and wanted nothing to do with pepper sauce. His family moved to Matura, where he enjoyed the country life, from playing outdoors, climbing trees, and even making swings out of vine. Uncle Maxie had a fun-filled childhood. They would take full advantage whenever their parents were not home, making this the most of their new environment, which includes using empty cocoa baskets as transport to road or activities they did in their parents' absence or chores were completed and their home was impeccably clean by their parents' return. His family loved and cared for him. Even in the days of Sallie Government Primary School, his sister was his protector as much as he was hers. One evening, on the way home from school, both siblings and a friend decided to fish. A female proceeded to throw his fish away. In true gentlemanly fashion, he didn't react aggressively, but his sister made her presence known and put a sound beating on that girl, true Noel style. As Uncle Maxie entered adulthood, he was never lazy or ambitious and always showed love to his family. He worked in South Caribbean conference for about 4 years and used some of his earnings to purchase his family's first color television. It was no surprise that he also found love. He met Barbara Mendoza and his world changed. She made a man out of him as together they had a son, Christoph, his firstborn. Being the family man that he was, he sacrificed to provide for his new family and enlisted in a farming program in Canada. Unfortunately, he suffered some losses and accidents. He lost the love of his life, Barbara Mendoza, and got into an accident in Canada, which damaged his back, causing him to leave the farming program. He had 3 other children, Junior, Redo, and Anisha. His injuries didn't stop him from providing food or for caring for his children, which is a testament of his character. His most recent job was that of a taxi driver. I don't know a taxi driver that worked more often than he did. He was always on the road, dependable and very pleasant. He was a great conversationalist and ensured that technology did not leave him behind, as he was always on the phone. On hearing the news of his passing, many of his passengers expressed their sadness, with many sharing kind words. Ironically, it was only after his passing that I got a true sense of how many lives he touched. There was a great outpouring of love from his friends on acquaintances and surprise, not forgetting the love he had for Crystal, his only granddaughter. As we leave here today, we must remember him as a man of compassion and perseverance, a man who, despite the obstacles that life threw at him, found a way to triumph. Today, we must learn from him and use the memory of his strength to take us through his Lord. Thanking you for mourning with us and supporting our family in this time of loss.
Reading comes from Mark chapter 15, verses 35 and 36. It says, "Watch ye therefore, for you know not when the master of the house cometh, at evening or at midnight, or the cock crowing or in the morning. Watch, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping." As we all condolences to the family of bereaved, we want to say to you that there's an important aspect of preparation, even for death. We have been known to prepare for everything else except prepare for death. We should prepare for that. And the lesson we learn from that text is simple. Be ready at all times. We hear maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and the deceased was right there with us. And all he is with us here, but he's in the box. And we are hoping that while he was sick, he prepared himself to die as well. We are going to him when Jesus comes the second time. And preparation for death is possible. You know why? But Jesus made it possible by dying on the cross of Calvary for all of us. We have the Bible, we have the Holy Spirit, right? And we have the ministry of good example of people who live for Jesus Christ. All of these things come together, put together, will help us prepare for death one of these days. If we neglect to prepare for death, then there'll be weeping and wailing, gnashing of teeth when Jesus comes. If we prepare for death and live for Jesus while we are alive, when Jesus comes, there'll be joy that never ends in the sweet by and by. We need to understand that, because we need to understand that the death of a Christian person is a wonderful event. For Christ himself said, precious in the sight of God is the death of one of his saints. So we are hoping today, as we have recorded in Ayo, and Maxi, that while he was on the sick day of affliction, he has made the right thing with God. The Bible says in John 1:9, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just, he will cover our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. So we are saying to the family to bereave the children of the deceased, the new family rather, that we will thank you that you need to also make sure that you connect with Jesus Christ. Alright? Children of Maxi, make sure you connect with Jesus Christ. With the family of Maxi, make sure you stay connected, we are connected. If you're not, connected before, then please reconnect with Jesus. Because he's the best friend. Alright? Very important, you need to do that. But when Jesus comes, the Bible says clearly, he's coming to the glory. He's coming. angels and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Alright, so we are saying this evening, quite trouble to see what the super Bible find where the Bible is alive and he was sick, he was very sick. And I'm sure that he was connected with God. And once he connected with God and he made his pathway clear, and the record states that if he died in Christ, and Jesus comes the second time, he lived. So we were alive, we need to fear ourselves. So when we are struggling by death, even though we died the first death, and Jesus comes the second time, we escape the second death, because he died in Christ. So I trust that God will give you total peace, and keep your mind still on him, for he is still the best friend. Alright? Let's all stand together in prayer, because of our time is almost gone. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time of glory and loss. Our father, our brother, our uncle, a good friend. We will still find that assurance in Jesus Christ. For the word says, he that comes to you, you know himself. You know God in the last moment of time, and we have been sin or repentance, you will still hear us and take good care of us. But I pray God you will comfort the family of the deceased like Maria. They are mourning with the children, you will use the father, but give them the strength to cope the days ahead, Heavenly Father, so they will understand. If they connect with Jesus and stay connected with Jesus, who is the best friend you have, he will keep them in some time of this. For the words of will taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed are the person who put their trust in God. Let your blessing be upon the family now for all of us. Comfort us, we pray. Keep us faithful to those 4 years. With thanksgiving. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
At this time, I'll ask all who want to come and leave, but we'll take it in a very short. So you all can sit, and those of you who come in, row by row, to the body.
with Jesus reign, and never, never part again. Could we but stand where Moses stood, and view the landscape of pretended good could ever charm us more. We are traveling through Emmanuel's land, we soon shall hear the trumpet sound, and soon we shall with Jesus reign, and never, never part again. What? Never part again. No, never part again. What? Never part again. No, never part again. And soon we shall be